Hello and welcome to the channel. I hope you're all well, doing some fishing, putting lots of trout in the net. Today we're going to tie a dry fly, and it is a mixed hair sedge. In the vise I have a size 16 dry fly hook, and I'll be tying with 10/0 beige thread. I'm going to start that about 1 mil behind the eye and wind on the thread and trim up the excess. Right, now this fly has what you might call an undertail, and it's pearl, and in this instance I'm using some Textreme X type tinsel, and I'm going to cut a length off and fold it in half and then in half again. Now the point of this is to create a bit of attraction and also the illusion of movement in the water. So I'm just going to tie that in and wind down to the rear of the hook shank. I'm going to trim up the excess at the front, and for the tail, probably not too long. It's just enough to give the illusion that I was referring to, something of that nature. Right, now this also has an overtail, which some might consider to be an egg sac, and I'm going to use some orange aero wing to create this illusion at the rear of the fly. I'm just going to trim some off. I'm going to take away some of those fibres because I don't want it too thick. It's a size 16, like so, and I'm going to double that over to create a bubble and lay that on top of the glitter and tie it in. So, and trim up the excess. And bind everything down up to the thorax area. Right, now I'm going to tie in the body material, which is the mixed hair. Now what's mixed hair? Well, this is what mixed hair is for me. It's some hare's ear, hare's mask, fox squirrel, rabbit, and grey squirrel tail. And I mix all of those together and I get this, the mixed hair. Now what's the advantage of mixed hair? Well, you're going to get different thicknesses of fibre, different lengths of fibre, and it creates an interesting body material. There'll be lots of guard hairs. I'm just going to dub this on quite tightly and wind it onto the hook shank, down to the rear of the fly, and keep that tight. And I'm now going to run the tying thread through the mixed hair to create a rib and to sort of hold it in place. Pull back those fibres and tidy up. Now for the wing, I'm going to use some CDC, and I've got 3 CDC feathers here. I've married them up, points more or less. It's not an exact science. And I'm going to tie those in on top, about the length of the tail for the wing. See how that's sitting. Just pull those back a little and tie them down. and trim up the stalks. Just tidy up here at the front. Right, now for the thorax, I'm going to use some more of the mixed hair, but I'm going to mix in a little bit of mask with it, because the mask is just a little bit deeper in colour, and it will create the slight difference between the thorax and the body. And I'll dub that on. Should be enough. Let's keep that tight. That's sufficient. Take off the excess. Pull back the fibres and create the head. And before I tie off the head, I'm going to just put a bit of glue onto the thread and tie off the thread. He said. And trim up the tying thread. I'm just going to make sure that the eye is clear. And now I'm going to just brush out the thorax just a little. Let's see how that is sitting. And there you have the finished sedge. It's a great little fly to fish in slightly rougher water. It's very attractive, obviously an imitation of a caddisfly. Now if you want to tie it for dry dropper or duo tandem, that's a size 14, exactly the same tying, and that's got a little sighter on the front there. As I say, it's quite a good sedge. You can put a little bit of floatant on the body, but it should hold up quite well even in slightly ripply water. So I hope you enjoyed the tying. Thanks very much for viewing. Do hit the bell and become a subscriber if you're not a subscriber. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.